On this episode of the Press Rewind Prince Lyrics podcast, I cover another one of the Sign of the Times Super Deluxe tracks recorded from December 1985, and that song is Can I Play With You, the song that Prince recorded with Miles Davis. Prince was in Los Angeles in late December 1985, Sunset Sound Studios to be exact, recording music over the holidays, because what else would he be doing? Let's just be honest, Prince is going to record music 365 days of the year, maybe not on certain holidays, but for the most part, yeah, he was writing and recording music, even if it was the day after Christmas. And Can I Play With You was recorded on December 26th, 1985, and Eric Leeds' sax overdubs were added the very next day, December 27th. Prince would send the song to Miles Davis in January of 1986 after Warner Brothers requested Prince contribute to a forthcoming Davis album from Warner Brothers. So, they wanted a little bit of synergy. They had Miles Davis now signed to their record label, and Prince was already signed to them and had, an amazing past few years, had established himself as a megastar and a songwriter and producer extraordinaire, so they figured, let's bring these two together. And that's where this song came from. Miles would then add his trumpet playing to the song sometime between late February, early March 1986. Unfortunately, Prince would request the song be removed from Davis's album, as I don't think he really felt like it fit the style of the rest of the songs that he would eventually hear. So apparently Prince had a chance to listen to the album before it was released, heard his and Miles's contribution to that album, was like, wait, this doesn't really fit the rest of the tone of the album. I don't think I want this song to be included. And my take is that he probably didn't want to be looked at as responsible for Miles's album not being considered a cohesive whole. I mean, imagine participating in one of your idol's records and, reviews might be calling you out as potentially one of the weaknesses on the record. That would be devastating. A song that you contribute, a song that you write and share with Miles, and it's included on his album, and let's say Prince was probably foreseeing potential reviews thinking this song doesn't really work. I don't know what Prince is doing, but he's just doing his own thing and not really including Miles, and it doesn't really fit the tone, and it sounds like just a Prince song with a little bit of, horns on it. So I think that's maybe a little bit of self-consciousness on his part, but I mean, I could talk about my opinion of the song here in a minute, but Prince obviously didn't feel it was strong enough. The version without Eric and Miles' horn overdubs has not been released, but there's no reason to believe that the lyrics were any different from the original December 26, 85 version to the one that ended up on the Sign of the Times Super Deluxe. And from a lyrics perspective, this song is pretty straightforward. First one, saw you standing over by the wall, looking like you having no fun at all. If you want me and you have the ball, just give me your number, baby. I'll give you a call. So if you want me and you have the ball as in to have the balls to make contact? Was he making a pun there? Having the balls to do something and to be brave? Is it a sports reference? So I'm imagining a club scene or a party setting. The singer notices someone that he calls baby and expresses interest, but wants them to make the first move. So that's what I get from this, is Prince is looking for, or the singer is looking for, the the person that he's interested in to make the first move. He's going to send some signals out and really wants her to read those signals and follow through. The chorus is, "Hey baby, can I talk to you? Can I walk with you? Can I stay with you? Can I play with you tonight? I want to play with you. Can I play with you?" So he's asking a number of questions to this person, starting innocent enough. Let's go for a walk. Let's have a talk. But getting more flirtatious as the chorus goes on. Can I stay with you? Can I play with you? And we don't mean like, let's play Monopoly. It's pretty obvious he's using the word play here to be an innuendo for something a bit more sexual. And the chorus, the term, "Can I play with you?" which is the title of the song, and it's repeated in the chorus, can be seen as both an overtly flirtatious come on that it is. I mean, it's very obvious in the lyrics that's what it's intended to be. But it's also a question that Prince could be asking of one of his musical idols, Miles Davis. Like a young all-star athlete asking to play ball with a Hall of Famer. Prince wasn't often intimidated by other musicians and, especially any of his contemporary peers. But I don't think he looked at Miles like a peer. Like, I feel he felt Miles was, above that, was a legend, an icon. I mean, he's Miles fucking Davis. Like, I think Prince understood where he stood, when it compared to Miles's legacy. Prince was building a legacy in 1985, 86, but really he hadn't even been recording music, officially recording music that would be released to the public for 10 years yet. So, yeah, a little bit of success here with the 1999 album, Purple Rain, Around the World in a Day. Just finished filming his second movie. So he certainly knew that he was on his way to building a legacy, but yeah, Prince wasn't that arrogant to think that he was on the level of Miles. So I think there was a little bit of intimidation there, just like, oh my God, I'm working with one of my idols, and I don't want to screw this up. And "Can I play with you?" feels a little like saying that. "Can I play with you?" feels a little bit like someone who is deferring to an elder, someone who already has the sandbox and they want to join in. They're already on the ball field or basketball court and they want to participate. They're asking if they can participate. And that's a little bit how I take the alternate meaning of this song, or at least the line, "Can I play with you?" All right, in the second verse, "I noticed you were not having fun. Maybe it's because you ain't talking to anyone. Just give me a sign, pretty mama. I'll be your number one. You and I creep to my house, and then we'll take off everything." So it's a bit more just of a continuation of verse 1, more the singer or Prince trying to convince the woman to enjoy herself, and more importantly, pay attention to the signals that he's putting out there for her to see. He thinks that she's acting maybe stuck up or maybe shy, I'm not sure. He's saying that he's doing his part to show that he's interested, but she's not yet taken the bait. And that's kind of what I'm getting here with these lines. And then he repeats the chorus again. "Hey baby, can I talk to you? Can I walk with you? Can I stay with you? Can I play with you tonight? Can I play with you?" And within the chorus, Prince, you hear him screaming out "no," kind of like how he does at the beginning of Alphabet Street. And I don't know, I feel maybe this is it intended to be this woman is declining his advances and he's kind of repeating what she's saying? Or is it more like, I am a little frustrated, so he's expressing frustration at her inability to pick it up or to follow through with what he wants to happen. Like he wants to foresee how this night will go. Like, all of this is just, a hypothetical scenario where she says yes, and this is what we're going to do. Like, I'm going to talk to you, I'm going to walk with you, we're going to play. And if she doesn't ultimately give in, then all of it's for nothing. And so he's maybe getting a bit frustrated, and hence the yells of no. I'm not sure if they're meaningful or not, but he does it a few times, so it kind of makes me think that they're not just ad-libs, that they actually have meaning. If she says no and he's repeating no, like, no? What? You said no to me? That's not how I expected this to go. So maybe it's something like that. Okay, so there's a bridge, and in the bridge he says, I can tell you never really understood the difference between bad and good. I could turn you out, girl, you know I could. Let me talk. Can I talk to you? No, I want to play with you. So not much more to say about that. It's just he feels like he can read her. I could tell you never really understood the difference between bad and good. I can turn you out. So he's, again, just trying to be flirtatious, trying to convince her that he's an excellent lover, and they should go away together, leave the party, leave the scene, leave the club, whatever. Wherever they're at, whatever the setting is, they should leave, and so he can be a bit more intimate. Can I talk to you? It's hard to talk to someone in a crowded and loud environment. Can I walk with you? Well, there's no walking involved in a club or a party. You have to leave in order to go for a walk. And can I play with you? Can I stay with you? Obviously that's happening outside of the environment that they're currently in. And in Prince saying, I can tell you never really understood the difference between bad and good. I think he's trying to say that he's bad. And in the good kind of bad, so he's making it a little bit more obvious that, he's going to show her a good time, and the kind of good time that maybe she hasn't had before. Another repeat of the chorus again. I'm not going to repeat that here, but then towards the end of the song, he does this sort of pseudo rapping, similar to how he does in "Feel You Up," or I think more "Feel You Up" than "Holly Rock," but I was kind of thinking "Holly Rock" just because there wasn't a lot of examples of Prince rapping up to this point. "Irresistible Bitch" is another example. "Looky here, in times of desire, baby, you could light me up. Fuck me any way you want to, I could be sobered up. Darling, in your lonely home, brother gonna rock the house. Tie one hand behind your back, make you scream and shout. Get up on the dance floor, we'll go round and round. Love your body all the way up, all the way down. Can I play with you? Yeah." Alright, so I don't know. I mean, it feels a little like if this was a song intended to have Miles Davis's contributions to, I feel like these lyrics really just don't. Would Miles really want to participate in a song where he's like talking about fuck me any way you want? I know that's Prince. Prince has got to be Prince, especially in the 80s. This is what he was known for. Erotic City and Let's Pretend We're Married and Darling Nikki, and really sexual and bold songs that kind of built his reputation as a bad boy. And so it shouldn't be unexpected, but I just think that if you're going to write a song that you are then going to present to Miles Davis and ask him to put some of his playing on it, I don't know if I would go this raunchy. And it's supposed to be a flirty song and put Prince's stamp on it. Like it, you have two ways of doing it. You could either write a song that you think would absolutely fit Miles Davis and maybe take a little bit of yourself away from what that songwriting would be and what it would sound like. So where it's almost like unrecognizably a Prince song, or you could just go full tilt with it and be like, I'm going to write a Prince sex song, a flirty sex song, because that's what I do and that's what people expect of me. And then Miles is going to add his flavor to it. And I think that's the way Prince went with it, and then ultimately decided against it. As you know, the song never was added to Miles's album, and Prince never saw it fit to include it anywhere else in his lifetime. So yeah, just some interesting ways of ending the song, kind of going in a different route with the delivery. But I think at this point I'm going to read some of the Parade and Sign of the Times Era Studio Sessions book on this particular recording. So the book says, and this is a quote from Prince, Miles Davis I learned a lot from. I learned a lot about space from Miles. Space is a sound too, and it can be used very inventively. Alright, so then the book says, Prince was inspired after his personal introduction to Miles Davis earlier in the month, according to Alan Leeds. Once Prince has got a passion for something, he jumps right on it. The session started at 2 in the afternoon with Prince working on an instrumental that he'd list as a couple miles by laying down both Simmons SDSV, synth drums, as well as layers of live drums, including hi-hat and cymbals, and then adding piano and Oberheim OBX synths. Once he was done with the first track at 8 p.m., he switched to Can I Play With You, a second jam, using a similar recording sequence. After 5 more hours of recording with the same basic set of instruments, including some guitar work as well, he spent the next 2.5 hours writing lyrics and adding his vocals to the track, creating a rough mix of the song as it progressed. Prince reached out to Eric Leeds, who was on vacation with his family in Florida, about working on these tracks. I was aware that Miles was a fan of Prince's, and I mentioned once to Prince, just offhanded in the middle of the rehearsal one day, that I had read a recent interview with Miles, and he said something very, very complimentary about Prince. And Prince just said, Eric, that's what makes it worthwhile, when someone like that will say something. And that's about all it was. So anyway, when I heard later that Prince was actually interested in maybe doing something with Miles, well, I was going to make damn well sure I was involved with this. And there's a bit more, Eric talks a bit more about his trip to Florida and how he had to rush back to LA to record with Prince and having to cut his time with his family short. I'm not going to read all that. Then Eric talks a little bit more about the song. There was another song that we did after Can I Play With You called A Couple Miles. It was a really nice song, remembers Eric. I don't recall Prince ever saying it was something he was going to give to Miles or wanted Miles to hear, but he was just in a Miles Davis frame of mind, and it was like a tribute to him. It's a little dated now because of the sound of the drum machine, but the song was a much hipper song than Can I Play With You. It had a hipper melody and a nice little bridge that allowed me to do some interesting orchestrations with a multi-sax horn section. Leeds recorded tenor and baritone sax on both Can I Play With You and A Couple Miles. Miles was living in Malibu at the time, and Prince was telling me, as soon as we do the song, we're going to go over to Miles' place, over to his house, and give it to him. I said, you're damn right we are. Now that never happened. Prince actually had a couple of phone conversations with Miles about it, and then the tape was sent to Miles. The song's title can be seen as not only a flirty comment to a woman, but also a clever invitation from Prince to Miles to join him in creating music. The relationship Prince would have with Miles would be one of respect, and yet some distance, because Prince's control in the studio was absolute. Every band he had produced and every project he'd overseen was basically an extension of himself, and this was the first time he was venturing into much deeper waters. First of all, you're dealing with two people who are control freaks, according to Alan Leeds. Yet if Miles is a control freak, multiply that by 5 when you come to Prince. As enamored as he was with Miles, it was never to the extent that he wanted to sacrifice his control. And then there's a quote from Prince. I loved Miles because he was more of a music fan than most people would expect, Prince explained to Code magazine. Miles loved good musicians and cool people, but he was also the type of guy to invite Mick Jagger to his house and make him sit outside. He was the type of guy who would tell you to meet him in the dressing room and then be sitting there butt naked. But I loved him. All right, and then lastly, from the March 1986 entry in the book, so now we're at the point where Miles had already received the song and had added his trumpet. I remember Prince's reaction when he got the tape of Can I Play With You back. He wasn't enthralled with it. That wasn't a reflection of Miles playing, but more about the composition and the significance of the quality of the track in itself. Miles Davis recorded his trumpet on Prince's Can I Play With You and returned it for input, but Prince seemed underwhelmed. Not by Davis's performance, but second-guessing the original track and about its conclusion in Davis's next album, Tutu. Prince came to me and Matt Bliston, Atlanta Bliss, a.k.a., and asked our opinion of it, said Eric Leeds. If Prince was going to ask me that, it meant he wasn't 100% sure it was great. I said, if you're going to do something with Miles, this shouldn't be it, and he agreed. Prince was really influential to us during that Warner Brothers period. Miles really dug what he was doing at that time, so they handed the song to me and had me mix it to work into the Tutu album, explained Davis's producer Marcus Miller. Prince was singing, killing it too, but there wasn't an actual part for Miles. I tried to open some space on it for Miles, and we recorded his horns in February of '86. Prince heard it again, what we did, and even he realized that it didn't sound as if it belonged on Tutu, and maybe we shouldn't use it. Prince's insecurity about Can I Play With You revealed a vulnerability that he rarely displayed. It was the first time that I saw Prince swallow the criticism and just go in and see what he could do, recognizes Susanna Melvoin. Prince updated Can I Play With You during this session, adding overdubs, new lyrics, and a variety of other elements, but despite the effort, Prince decided against allowing the song to be released by Davis. I think that will be it then for this episode. That says everything. Prince wasn't a huge fan of the song. I'm personally not a huge fan of the song either. I think it's a little silly lyrically, as you know, I didn't have a whole lot to say about it. And the trumpet playing is just, it doesn't feel special. It just doesn't feel like a special meeting, a special collaboration. Maybe I'm being a little overly hard on it, but you know, I often skip the song when I'm listening to Sign of the Times Super Deluxe because it doesn't do much for me. It's not a terrible song, but it's just not special in my opinion. What do you guys think of Can I Play With You? Do you think it was good enough to include on a Miles Davis album in the mid-'80s? Let me know. This has been the Press Rewind Prince Lyrics podcast. I've been your host, Jason Brenninger. You can find the show at pressrewind.net and on social media. And until next time, thank you very much and goodbye.